welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name's Kat. Today we're doing a 3 looks 1 palette with the Christmas Eve palette from Odens. I got this in the mail probably about like 5-6 days ago now, maybe a bit less, maybe a bit more, I'm not 100% sure, but I've been working on these 3 looks for you for the past few days. If you haven't already seen, I did a first impressions with both palettes and I did a look using both palettes, and I will link it up in the eye up here so you can go and see that if you would like to. But this is the Christmas Eve palette. It is a stunning, cool toned, wintry palette, like yummy, delish, blues, dusty purples, murky greens. Just a very, very stunning palette. So yeah, this video is quite simple. I created 3 looks for you. I used pretty much every single shade in the palette, and then I give you a review at the end. I did this sort of smoky, dusty purple halo eye. I did a olive green cut crease with the multi-chrome, and I did like a smoky teal, green and yellow look as well. So yeah, that is pretty much it. Everything used on my face and lipsticks and everything like that will be linked down in the description box. And I think that's it. Let's get into the looks. Okay, welcome to look number 1 with the Christmas Eve palette. I forgot what it was called then. I'm gonna start with the shade Softly. Look at that olive. You kidding me? That's gonna go all in the crease here. And then I'm gonna blend it out. I'm going to do something quite rounded, I think. And then I'm going to put it onto the lower lash line as well. If you still see some red on my lower lash line, it's because I literally just filmed my first impressions with the 2 palettes. And I just wanted to get in it again and just play with this palette. That is such a stunning murky olive green. I'm sorry that you can hear my washing machine. You can absolutely hear my washing machine, but I have got so much washing to do. I've really been putting it off because I hate doing laundry. I'm going to take a larger brush and I'm going to go into the shade Just Now, which is this green one here, and I am just going to use that to help blend this shade. I was hoping that I'd be able to do it like on its own, but I think it is just a little bit too deep. So I'm just gonna blend out that olive with this shade. The thing I do really like about doing my base first, like I usually do my eyes first, as you guys know, but I like being able to like wrap my shadows around. I feel like you can't do that as seamlessly if you do your base first, because it's like you have to do the lower lash line as kind of like a final step, but when you do it all together then it just flows nicer all the way around. Take a bit more of Softly just to pat that in the outer corners, just so we don't lose that olivey colour. I just love that like dirty olive tone, so I don't want to lose it. I'm going to take the shade Ice Crystal and I'm just going to use that to blend in the front here a little bit. Just a pinch. Just to add some more like lightness there. And then I'm just going to top up some of that Softly on the lower lash line as well, just so that olive is like real smoked out down there. I think this is such a nice base of mattes. There's so many routes you could go down with the shimmers now. Like you could definitely go for Fleeting Time, which is this like antique gold bronze. You could definitely use this shade here, or this one would be really cool, like a cool tone look. But I'm gonna do the shade Gorgeous because I want to see the multi-chrome against it, and I love olives and purples. As we know, I did a video recently doing an olive and purple toned look, so I'll try and, I probably won't remember to link it, but it's going to be a bit different because it is a multi-chrome, and I'm just very excited to see what it's gonna look like. So I'm gonna do a half cut crease, just because I think it's gonna look real good. So I'm using my NYX glitter primer to do it. I'm just drawing the shape up here and then patting the glitter glue all over the lid. And then I'm going into the shade Gorgeous. Oh my God. That looks insane on the brush. Look at that. And then that. Oh my God, okay. I'm very excited. And I'm just gonna follow that shape. Wow. Really carve that out up here. And then just fill that in across the lid. That is insane. Take a bit on my finger just to top it up. Wow. So it's got like flashes of like blue, purple, some red. That is so stunning. Just cut up this eye as well, and just, it goes on like liquid. Like, it is so smooth and it's just so sparkly, and like you can see when I turn my head all the different colours that are in there. That is amazing. I want a pop of purple in the front, I think. So I'm gonna take the shade Wonderful, which is this one here, and I'm gonna pop that in the inner corners and the front of my lower lash line. So I'm gonna take it in the inner corners first without any sort of like spray or anything. And then I'm gonna use a spray for the lower lash line. I prefer a spray on the lower lash line just because I think it's such a hassle putting glitter glue down there. But that is literally the only reason why I use a spray instead. So I'm just gonna tuck this in the front of my lower lash line. For a little bit of added contrast and sparkle. Okay, this is the finished eye look. I think it's so cool. I am gonna go and do some eyeliner, some lipstick. I haven't got any blush on, so I need to put some blush on, and then I will come back and show you the finished look. Okay, and then here is the look all finished and all put together. What do you think? I think it's so cool. I really love this multi-chrome with the mix, with the grungy olive. I think it's just so cool because the multi-chrome is quite like warm toned as well, so I think mixed with the like cool kind of grungy I was gonna say orange then, in what world is this orange? Grungy greens, it's just got like a really cool contrast, and yeah, I'm really pleased with it. I finished off the look with the Nicka K Auto eyeliner in the shade Inchworm. It is a bright lime green. I love this liner for the waterline. My lashes are Unearthly Cosmetics Supreme Being, as they were in my first impressions. I'm enjoying playing with lashes again. I wore them for a night out recently and I was like, oh, I do actually just like really like the way they look, so I'm just playing with them again. And then my lips is just a thin layer of Adobe from Kaleidos because I love it very much. Everything else used on my face will be linked in the description box as well, so you can go have a look at that. Yeah, that is the end of look number 1. Let's move on to look number 2. Good morning, welcome to look number 2. Am I going to take my hoodie off? No, no I'm not. It is 12 minutes past 9. I don't start work until 12. So I'm going to try and get look 2 and 3 done. So if I can sit in this for a little bit longer, then I'm going to, because it is so cozy. I'm gonna start with the shade Just Now, which is this green here, and I'm gonna pop that in the front portion of my crease. And just blend that out. It is such a miserable day today, like it is pissing it down. I start work at 12, but I'm working till 8:30 because it's a late night shopping because it's coming up to Christmas and I just don't have it in me. I'm so sleepy and tired, and I don't know why, because I went to bed as soon as I got home last night. I got home at about maybe like 7:30, but I had a really bad tummy ache, so I just went straight to bed pretty much. Like, took off my makeup, got into my pajamas, made a hot water bottle, went to bed. I think I was asleep by 10:30, and then I woke up this morning at 8:30, and I don't know why, but I'm just so tired. Now I want to take the shade Night Sky, which is the teal that's down here, and that is going to go in the outer corner, and I'm going to wing it out. I think I need a smaller brush for this. I had so many stressful dreams last night and I'm still kind of reeling from them. Like, this one where a girl moved into my flat and she was horrible, and she kept lying, and she kept like taking things I'd said and making them, like twisting them and making them really horrible. And then she phoned my landlady to be like, oh, Kate's saying all these really horrible things and blah, 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 blah. And I remember stealing the phone and being like, Helen, I'm not, this is this girl, she's horrible. And Helen was like, yeah, like, I don't think it's you. Get rid of her. And I was like, okay. It was really weird. And then, like, I had another dream about getting a flight and just not knowing where I was going or what I was doing, where the flight was coming from. And then I had another dream, which was real horrible, where I went to this like market, and it was like an old vintage car market, and there were all these people doing like drag racing, so like racing the cars, and I was just walking through. All these cars were coming at me. I didn't stop, I didn't move out the way, I just kept walking, and I don't know why I would do that. It was horrifying. Yeah, so those were my dreams. It's never a relaxing night of dreams for me. Now I just want to do something really sparkly on the lids. I don't think I'm going to do a cut crease or anything. I think I'm just going to pop it all over the lid. And I really want to use the shade Slivery Dream, which is this one here. So I'm going to pop that all over the lid. I'm going to do Snowflake in the inner corner. I'm going to do some of the golds on, like the yellow and the gold on the lower lash line as well. So I'm literally just going to take some of my glitter primer on my finger. I'm just going to tap over. And then I'm going into the shade Slivery Dream, which I hate that name, but I'm just patting that over the glitter glue. Oh, that's so pretty. I love like a cool toned silver shimmer. And then I'm just kind of patting it out so it like fades over the other mattes. And then I'm going to take Snowflake on my pinky which is so intense. I'm just gonna pop that. Whoa! Did you see that? I'm gonna take the rest up until the lid because I've got so much left on my finger. So I'm just gonna pop it at the front here. Wow, that is intense. Snowflake is definitely, like, I reckon Snowflake and Snow Light are gonna be flakier than everything else. So I've just caught up both eyes, and now I'm just gonna take my dark blue brush just to blend this edge out. Okay, and this is the end of the look. I really hope you like it. I was not gonna get changed out of this. Maybe for look number 3, I'll get changed. But I think this eye look is so pretty. Just look at that shine. So gorgeous. I love these greens together as well. And then the poppy yellow. I popped a yellow eyeliner in. I used Screamin' from LA Girl. And then I used a little bit of the Anastasia Beverly Hills Cool Brown Matte Lipstick on my lips. I literally just like popped a little bit on and tapped it out. Yeah, I was surprised by how light that yellow is on the eyes. Like, I was expecting it to be more of a mustardy kind of colour, but actually I think it will work quite well as like a blending shade, an inner corner highlight if it's going to be that sort of pale. So yeah, that's look number 2. Let's move on to look number 3. I just want to tap that over the top. Let me quickly go pop on some liner, some mascara and a lipstick, and we will look at the finished look. Okay, and this is the end of the look. I really hope you like it. I was not gonna get changed out of this. Maybe for look number 3, I'll get changed. But I think this eye look is so pretty. Just look at that shine. So gorgeous. I love these greens together as well. And then the poppy yellow. I popped a yellow eyeliner in. I used Screamin' from LA Girl. And then I used a little bit of the Anastasia Beverly Hills Cool Brown Matte Lipstick on my lips. I literally just like popped a little bit on and tapped it out. Yeah, I was surprised by how light that yellow is on the eyes. Like, I was expecting it to be more of a mustardy kind of colour, but actually I think it will work quite well as like a blending shade, an inner corner highlight if it's going to be that sort of pale. So yeah, that's look number 2. Let's move on to look number 3. Okay, welcome to look number 3. I want to do something with the cooler, like ashy, purpley kind of tones. That's what I'm leaning towards today. So I'm going to start with the shade Nowhere, which is this shade here. And I'm going to put this in the outer corners and then blend it up through into the crease. I haven't decided yet whether I want like a rounded eye or a winged out eye. I'm not sure yet. I'm going to build this up quite a lot in the outer corners because we're not going to go much darker than this, I don't think. I love these kinds of purple tones. I don't often wear a purple. Like, I'm more likely to wear like a blue or a green, but these kinds of ashy purples, I don't know what it is, I just find them really flattering, and I'm always really drawn to them. Just to add the tiniest bit of depth in the outer corner, I am going to use the shade Christmas Eve, which is the dark blue. I'm really not going to use much though. I'm just going to pat it in the very outer edge, like this very outer corner. And then I'm going to go back with the shade Nowhere to blend it out so we don't lose that like purpliness. I just want the depth of this. And then a tiny bit on the lower lash line. I'm just wrapping it all around. And then I'm going back with my larger brush, taking Nowhere again. And I'm just going to blend that blue out. Even going over a little bit just to, do you see like the tone shade, like the change in tone there? I'm even gonna dip into the shade Ice Crystal as well, which is this one here, and I'm just gonna get all those edges even more. Just really get this nice and soft. I think that looks so nice. Like, it's just so sultry and icy, and I really like it. I might even make this into a halo just to make it a little bit different to the other looks. So I'm gonna go back with Christmas Eve and just pop it in the front here as well, just to give some variety. Otherwise I feel like the looks are just too similar, even though the colors are completely different, but the shape would have been very similar. We're gonna work on the shimmers now, and I want to do a little bit of the shade Blue Ice out here, and then the shade Wonderful in the middle, which is the lilac. So it's going to be like a blue into a purple. So I'm just going to take some of my NYX glitter primer. As always, I don't do my halos particularly like neat or anything, so I am just going to tap this glitter glue just like all over and pull it up a little bit. And then I'm going to start with the shade Blue Ice, which is this one here, and then I'm going to put Wonderful in the center, which is this one. Which, if you wanted to make it like even more interesting, you could definitely go in with that Snow Light shade and put that in the center. That would be really cool. But I am now doing my makeup for work, so I'm just gonna make it a little bit more cohesive and simple. So yeah, I'm just popping Blue Ice just on either side. That is so sparkly and pretty. I'm just tapping that up and then kind of dragging it into the mattes as well, just so it blends a bit easier. And then I'm going into the shade Wonderful, which is that lilac, and I'm just gonna put that all up the center. I'm gonna take a bit more of that Blue Ice shade just to blend everything together and just kind of get a shape that I want. And I'm gonna take my denser brush that I use the dark blue on, just to blend the edges. And then take my bigger fluffy brush and just go around the edges just to make it that softer blend, so all the shimmers just like fade out rather than it being like a harsh line, which is what I prefer when I do any sort of halo eye. We're all caught up, and all I want to do is pop something shimmery in the front of my lower lash line. I think I'm going to do the shade Snowflake, which is the like flaky shade up here. I'm going to wrap it, I think, pop it in my inner corners and then on the front of the lower lash line. My face is very sparkly right now. I've got a lot of shimmer on my face, but I usually do my eyes first. I did my base first just because I needed to charge my camera battery and everything, so I thought I might as well just do it whilst that was doing its thing. So I'm just taking Snowflake and I'm just gonna pop that all on the lower lash line and then tap it into my inner corners. That is very sparkly and pretty. Okay, I'm done with the eyeshadow. I'm gonna quickly throw on an eyeliner, some mascara and a lipstick and a blush, because I'm not wearing any blush. And then I'll come back and I'll show you the finished look, and then we can talk about this palette. Okay, here is the finished look. Thought I'd fully lean into the cool tones, and I put on Cold Smoke from Kaleidos on the lips. My waterline is the shade Aurora from Beauty Bay, because it's a smoky purple look. I'm always going to put in the pastel purple to balance it out and stop my eyes from looking so too tiny. I have a new mascara. It's the e.l.f. Big Mood in Waterproof. I don't like it very much. It does absolutely nothing for my eyelashes. I'm gonna put on a coat of my old crusty regular Big Mood mascara and see if that helps. Anyway, I love this look. I think it is so pretty, so like cool toned, grungy, but also quite glamorous. Like I just think it's so pretty. I'm really pleased with it, and I'm happy that this is the one that we've landed on to wear for the rest of the day. I will change it for a more neutral lip just because then I don't have to worry about touching it up. That is literally it. But yeah, this is the look. What do you think? Ozzy keeps going. He's soaking wet because it is raining heavily, and he just cannot decide whether he wants to be inside, outside, on the windowsill, so he just keeps walking across my desk, and it's now got wet, muddy cat prints on it. But anyway, let's zoom out and we can talk about this palette. Okay, and then this is the final look all zoomed out. I just love it. Okay, let's talk about this palette. I love this. I really, really love this palette. I don't think there's anything I can complain about with the formulation. The color story is just like super inspiring to me, and these are all tones that I just love to go for. So I am so pleased with this palette. Mattes were really easy to work with, buildable, blendable. I didn't have any issues with blending out darker shades with lighter shades like I did with the Solmon 2 palette. I seem to be able to do that quite easily in this one, so unless they've updated the formula even more, I don't know. Easy to work with, easy to use. I find it very easy to come up with looks because everything just works together so well. Like the murky greens obviously go so well with blues because they are like they're next to each other on the color wheel, so they go together so well. And then the yellow as well. I love yellow with blue tones and things like that, like royal blues with yellows. I think just looks so pretty together. The choice of colors in the mattes is just, I just think it's so good. It's so well done. The shimmers are absolutely beautiful. The only shade I didn't use was this shade here, which is called Fleeting Time, which is basically like an antique-y kind of gold. It's definitely the kind of shade that I will use more on like a day-to-day basis if I'm just doing something really simple, like use the olive green and the yellow, and then that's just gonna make a really nice, simple, everyday kind of look. I do feel like there's a couple of shimmer formulations in here. Obviously we've got the multi-chrome here, which is so, so beautiful. This one is definitely like a duochrome, like a blue to a dark purple. And then you have the shades Snowlight and Snowflake, which are super flaky, piecey shimmers to the point where it feels like they've made a shimmer that is supposed to work like glitter, but isn't a glitter. Like you can push them around in the pan and it kind of looks like how a pressed glitter would be, but it's not. And they just are so like sparkly on the eyes, and they look so yummy, and I love them. And then you have the more sort of like standard, quote unquote, because they are still absolutely spectacular. So that's Slivery Dream, Blue Ice, Wonderful, and Fleeting. Is that supposed to be Fleeting? But this one here as well is beautiful. They're all so beautiful, and I'm just so happy with this palette, and I really like all the looks that I've created with it. I feel very, very satisfied with my purchase. I feel like I made a good choice getting both palettes. So yeah, that is it for the 3 looks. I really hope you enjoyed. You'll have to tell me which one is your favorite. I don't know which one is my favorite. Like I feel like they all give something completely different, so it's kind of hard to choose. I will be working on a 3 looks with the Merry Christmas palette as well soon. It'll have to be when I'm back from Scotland at this point. But yeah, I'm very, very excited to be working with this palette as well. I've been using this palette a lot for work since I've got it, like literally just putting gingerbread all over the lid and then tapping over it with snowman. Been such a great little look. So yeah, that is it thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. That'd be really cool. And as always, eat good, drink good, take care of yourself, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.